Lemonada.
You're managing work, home, late night school projects, and your parents' doctor's visits too. You track every detail, yet somehow it still feels like you're carrying it all. That is where Vivid Vault steps in, your secure, connected health hub that brings everyone together. Upload your health data, link wearable devices, and give trusted family members access to what matters most.
Imagine your mom's medication list, your fitness insights, and your child's latest checkup notes all in one protected space. No more digging through the files or chasing portal passwords. Just peace of mind knowing your health story is safe, organized, and shared only with those you trust. Because managing health should be shared, and Vivid Vault makes it simple for your whole village to stay involved. Prioritize your well-being. Protect your family's future. Sign up today at vividvaulthealth.org. Hello, we're here for more Happier, a podcast where we get happier. Join us for some weekend listening. It's a looser vibe. Hey, Elizabeth.
Hi, Gretchen.
Today, in honor of spring cleaning, we're revisiting an episode from 2015 that listeners have never stopped talking about. We still hear about it all the time. Live from Elizabeth's cluttered closet. Elizabeth, we had so much fun with that.
Yes, we did, Gretchen. I think you had more fun than I did because you always get such a buzz from clearing the closet. I will say I could use it again.
But this is what I love, Elizabeth. Every time I come, we do it again, and I always enjoy it. And you give such a satisfying before and after because there's always so much to be done, and it always looks so much better. And I always enjoy it more than you do. It's so funny.
Yeah. Well, last time we had 9 bags that we cleared out.
Yes, that was very satisfying. So in this episode, we talk about why you should designate a recipient for your giveaways before you start clearing, why that's helpful. We talk about why it's helpful to store something in an exact place rather than in an approximate place, and why maybe you shouldn't get organized. Plus, there is the famous shoe sorting montage.
So here's the episode in all its glory.
Hello and welcome to Happier, a podcast that gives you ideas and strategies for living a happier life. I'm Gretchen Rubin, a writer who is usually in New York City, but today I'm in Los Angeles, standing in the closet of my sister, the sage, Elizabeth Kraft.
Hi, Gretch. I'm both thrilled to see Gretchen, who's here for her Better Than Before book tour, and slightly apprehensive for reasons that will very quickly become clear.
Yes, Elizabeth is my habits guinea pig, and one might conclude innocent bystander, because today we are going to clean out her closet, which I have to say is one of my very favorite things that we do when we're together is clean out her closets. And she is an incredibly good sport to be doing this, not only because every time I come to her apartment, I insist on cleaning her closets, but also that with us is Andy Bowers and Mike, who's doing the sound. So we have 4 people standing in Elizabeth's bedroom. We are about to enter her closet.
Yeah, and I'll just bring up, Gretchen, that this is not a dire situation, although it's needed. We've done this before when I was moving apartments. Gretchen had to come out for an emergency trip from New York because to get me to move, I had so much stuff. I was completely out of control. And I mean, I'll let you say where that went.
Right. Well, I mean, a highlight of that clutter clearing was when we were just about done, we thought, and I opened up the oven and discovered that Elizabeth had crammed the oven full of completely like this strange hodgepodge of stuff. We made like 5 trips to buy boxes. And then at the very end, under your bed, we discovered that you had neatly stored away all the boxes from the last time you moved. And I believe that we found mail that you had moved unopened, not just from one apartment, but from 2 apartments.
In New York. I had actually moved my lease from my old apartment in New York to like my 3rd apartment in LA. It was ridiculous. And then we filled the trash chute.
Yeah.
So we could no longer throw away trash. It was, the whole building was stacked up. Although I did live on the 1st floor. So it was from the 1st floor.
Yeah. But I mean, this to me is incredibly fun. And so I really do appreciate that Elizabeth is such a good sport. And it is true. From a historical perspective, this closet is nothing. And yet, and Elizabeth said, I wonder if there's enough clutter clearing to bother with. But I think that as I look around, I think I'm going to find plenty to do.
Okay, so let's go to the closet and dive in.
So let me set the scene for our listeners. I will be eyes for you, as Laura said to Mary. So Elizabeth has a closet that by New York City standards is like, I would say is the size of a small studio apartment. It's definitely a walk-in. She's got lots of shelves and unusual, like a lot of people who are trying to clear clutter out of their closets really need space. But Elizabeth actually has, you have some of your shelves are empty. You have plenty of room on your rods because it's so big, it can hold a lot. So unlike some people, you're not looking for things just to get out to make space, but it's overwhelming visually because there's so much stuff. And I think that I'm a lot of stuff on the floor. And I think that there's a lot of things that we can tackle that it's going to make it just more pleasant
so
to
I
use.
can also just find stuff.
Yeah.
Because I think part of it is I might have some shoes that I want to
Yes.
wear, but I forgot I have them and they're impossible to see.
Well, this is one of the things about clutter clearing is that a lot of times you feel like you have more when you have less because you can find the things that you like more easily. And so, I mean, I have a friend where I helped her clean her closet and her closet was so packed that she just kept wearing like the same 10 items, which she kept in a completely different, like draped over her bathtub. And she never went into her closet at all. So it was like she had almost no clothes.
Yeah.
And then once she got her closet cleared out, then she wore a lot. She had
It
a
was
lot.
like she'd been on a shopping spree.
Yeah, you're right, because she had an active closet. So the first thing that we do, though, before anybody does clutter clearing is what do you do with the stuff that you're going to get rid of? So we have a trash bag here with the stuff that's just too nasty to give away. And then we have 2 big plastic boxes for the giveaways. And you know, and it's always good to know who you're going to give the stuff to because it's a lot easier to let go of things when you know that they're going to a good home. So who would you give it to?
We've been giving our stuff to Vietnam vets because partly they'll pick up, which is nice and great cause, and they pick up.
Yeah. And when you're getting rid of a lot of stuff, it's good.
I just have to say, should we, for our producer Mike here, Gretch, move my slippers?
Oh, yeah, we'll give it. Yeah. No, that's a very...
So, Gretch, before we actually start this, why am I even doing this? Why put myself through this humiliating experience?
Well, part of it's because it's fun for me, but also because this is the weird thing is that for so many people say that outer order contributes to inner calm and inner self-command and more than it should. It just doesn't seem like having a messy closet should be any really big deal. And it seems trivial, and yet over and over people say that when they get control over their stuff, they feel more in control of their life. And I mean, even though you don't necessarily look forward to this, don't you feel like once it's done, you do feel better?
Yeah, I'm always, as you say, I'm always happy to see you go, but glad you were here.
Right, exactly. So it's worth doing for that. So let's get started.
Okay.
We'll start here.
That hamper has a lot of stuff at the bottom that could be thrown out. So we should go probably.
Wait, what's the difference
that.
between your laundry and your hamper?
That's like active lawn. This is partly just a storage unit.
Okay.
Partly a hamper.
Okay, because you seem to have multiple hampers with just piles of clothes in them.
Well, you know why? You had the thing to identify the problem.
Yes.
And I decided I didn't have enough laundry baskets, so now maybe I have too many.
That's like I can't even wrap my mind around that right now. Let's start with the easier stuff and then we'll move on to what is actually in the hampers. But so some of that stuff is just clear.
Some of it's laundry, and underneath the laundry is other items like old maternity clothes, things like that I haven't thrown out.
Okay, so we definitely need to tackle that. Okay, so one thing that I'm noticing is that there's a lot of like random containers of things. Like what is this a container? It's a box.
That's
and it's
got all of my diabetes test strips.
Okay.
That I need.
Okay, so one thing, and then there are the boxes above it of diabetes stuff, and then I think in we're not even going to go into the chest of drawers, but I peeked in one because I couldn't resist, and I think there's more diabetes stuff in there.
Yeah.
Do you want to keep it here, or do you want to keep this? Like, I know because I also looked around behind your back. You have room in your laundry room closet to put all this stuff. Would you like to keep it there, or is it more convenient to keep it here? Because it's taking up a lot of space and it looks really messy.
I'm thinking we could use I have containers up there that maybe we could use.
Right. Yeah, because sometimes just putting something in a container just makes you feel more in control of it.
But maybe Andy could reach it for us.
This is my main use around the house.
There we go.
Oh, and what's in there?
This is I think this is stuff from when I had Jack, who's 5. I've got burp claws.
What is the, okay, so this is like Oh, this is stuff to pump, I think, for a...
Like nursing. I think this is
that's-
all throwaway. Or do you think we should give it away? Do you think people would want this? The whole thing of syringes.
Okay, but I think, do you have to give those to your doctor? Because
Yes.
Okay, so
Give
this
those
goes
to
to
the
your doctor.
All right, that's enough medical.
Okay, so can I just say, it's already looking better. Okay, what's this?
Those are hats that
Okay.
probably...
That's good. You
all
look
right,
cute.
that one shrunk, so you can toss that.
Okay, toss that one. Okay.
This will keep.
And then you have all these bags of
That is sentimental. That was a gift. It's like a bride.
where I'm saying
Like-
8 years ago when you got married.
Yes.
Yeah.
8 years ago when I got married, someone gave me
It's
this.
like a zipper bag full of
All
stuff that
these
you've never
wonderful
touched.
Toiletries. Well, because
Yeah.
it looks so good as like this, I couldn't bring myself to use it.
I tried this at home. Warning sign is the I could use this or I should use this, because if you say I could use this or I should use this, it means you don't use this. So how can we do you want to like take everything apart and put the things so you'll actually use them, or what? Because it's very cunning. I agree. It's like all these little things perfectly packed away. And like
Yeah.
lotion and baby powder and ear swabs and hair bands, and it's very cool, but you're not using it.
I know.
You could give it to Eleanor, my daughter. She would play with it.
Would she like it just like this with all the stuff in it?
Yeah, probably. But then maybe I'm just taking your clutter and putting it in my house.
Right.
Okay. Well, let's put this in the
okay.
maybe pile, because
Let's
there is
put
good
this-
stuff.
yeah.
But so this is like a happiness stumbling block that it happens in closets a lot. It's like something becomes invisible to you. So it's there and it's there all the time. So you don't even notice it. So you don't use it to its advantage. But you also don't get rid of it because you're just not even registering it.
So this needs to be actively pondered.
Actively pondered. Okay, so we're going to have an active pondering. Oh, and as I put that on the floor, I can't help but notice here's some more diabetes stuff.
Yeah, that's probably best just left there.
But here's another
Notice
thing.
I want to just leave everything. Right
No, that's where I come in. But another thing is that it's better not to use floors for storage. It just, you feel better when your floors are clear. And
So do you want to look at shoes?
yes, throw away some shoes because we're clearing it. Now, maybe we're doing the floor. This
Okay.
is feeling very separate. What is this bag of
That's
stuff?
a bag of giveaway that I've already started.
Excellent. Good work. Okay. Another point I should make, like when you said the active pondering, a lot of times if you think about something, then by the time you're done, you're ready to let it go.
I will say though, because you can get very aggressive. And the last time we did this,
Oh no. Did I persuade you?
I gave up my I had this DKNY like t-shirt fabric nightshirt. And I gave it up, and I regretted it ever since because it was the only good nightshirt I had.
Well, let me learn from that. Like, so why did I persuade you? Was I telling you that it didn't look good? Did you, like, why, what was happening?
I think I got caught up. I mean, I got
got
caught
the
up.
fever?
I got the fever, and I'd had it for so long.
Yeah.
Because I'd had it like 6 years, I started thinking, well, I shouldn't have this even if I use it all the time.
Yes.
So is the lesson like it's okay to just keep using something for another 5 years
Yes.
if it's serving its purpose
Yes.
in a perfectly fine way?
Yeah. Except though, then there is the problem that you have, at least I have, where sometimes you love something and wear it even though you know you should not. Like it's really nasty and you really should not be wearing it.
It's possible that nightshirt fell into that category.
You know, I'm having a dim recollection.
And but I still miss it.
Yeah, okay. But just remember to really think about if you really do use something actively, then you should give it a special thought before you give it up, because it's not like something that you never use.
Or at least don't give it up before you have its replacement. Like I didn't have an equivalent nightshirt,
right.
so then I was just without.
Then you were with that. Okay, that's good. So don't leave a gap. Now for a quick ad break. Summer is coming up, and I realize I want to actually enjoy planning a trip, not sit there wondering if I should be spending the money at all.
Right. That feeling of can I afford this kind of takes the fun out of it.
Monarch is the personal finance app that tracks everything: accounts, investments, saving goals, and spending. Get your first year of Monarch for half off, just $50 with promo code HAPPY.
What I like is that it takes the mental load off. You're not guessing. You can actually see what's going on with your money.
Exactly. I saw a breakdown of where my money was going, and it turned out a bigger chunk than I expected was going to dining out. Just seeing that made it easier to adjust.
And it feels like having a financial advisor in your pocket. The weekly recap flags things you might miss, like spending spikes or changes in your net worth.
I also love that you can ask questions like, can I afford this trip? And actually get a clear answer based on your numbers. So you can plan ahead instead of looking back. Use code HAPPY at monarch.com to get your first year half off at just $50. That's 50% off your first year at monarch.com with code HAPPY. I've been hitting that mid-afternoon slump lately where coffee just isn't helping, and I don't really want another snack that leaves me feeling worse.
Same. And I feel like I'm always looking for something that actually gives steady energy without that crash.
This podcast is sponsored by Brodo. Their bone broth is honestly one of the simplest upgrades you can make to your daily routine. It's made from scratch, no concentrates or shortcuts, so it actually tastes like real rich broth.
And it was started by James Beard award-winning chef Marco Canora, who began serving it out of a window in New York. Now they ship nationwide.
I tried the sampler they sent, and the classic chicken was my favorite. It tastes just like something you'd simmer all day at home. Really comforting. Shop the best broth on the planet with Brodo. Head to brodo.com/happier for 20% off your first subscription order and use code HAPPIER for an additional $10 off. Once again, that's brodo.com/happier for 20% off your first subscription order and an additional $10 off if you use our promo code HAPPIER. Mother's Day always ends up being the same. Flowers, brunch, maybe a gift card, and it's lovely, but it's over so quickly.
Yes, which made me think, what if you gave something that actually lasts longer than the day? That's why I love Aura frames. It's such a meaningful upgrade. You're not just giving a gift, you're giving memories.
And as you get older, you realize how much your mom did that you didn't fully appreciate at the time. We still call our mother for advice all the time.
Yes, we do. And with Aura, you can preload it with photos before it even arrives, add a message, and keep adding more over time. It is so easy. I do it all the time.
And you get unlimited storage for photos and videos, so it just keeps growing. Make Mother's Day special with Aura frames. Named #1 by Wirecutter, you can save on the gifts moms love by visiting auraframes.com. For a limited time, listeners can get $25 off their best-selling Carver matte frame with code HAPPIER. That's auraframes.com, promo code HAPPIER. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. So we have some shoe shelves, and they're all actually very neatly organized, and they're all paired up and sitting together. Here's a pair of Uggs, which I guess you wear when we go to Kansas City.
There's actually like 4 pair of Uggs.
Oh, well, okay.
I'm going to give up those tennis shoes. Now, I'm going to give up these Birkenstocks because they just don't
Really?
So
These are blue
We should
suede.
take the pad out, though, to give them away.
Well, we should give these away because they're in really good shape.
Nice. Too. Like, I have these heels that are
Just like
slightly
these were the
too
shoes
big.
I wore to my rehearsal dinner, which were always too small, but I will never.
These are really nice. What do you call that kind of heel? It's like a wedgie.
Wedge. They're like J. Crew.
These are shoes that I never wear.
Ooh, these are fancy.
Oh, I know. Now those are sentimental.
Now these I spotted. What is up with these? These are like
These are ruby red slippers.
Yeah, these
is what
are,
they are.
I mean, bright red sparkly glitters.
Someone-
My daughter Eleanor had this exact pair of shoes when she was 4 years old.
Don't
and
fit.
wore
I've
them all
never worn them once, but Adam bought them for me right when we started dating. So again, I can't give those up. So those stay in the box.
Oh my gosh!
It's getting better. It's getting better.
Okay. What is this? Another hamper?
That's for my dry cleaning and some storage. But that's where I put dry cleaning.
Okay, and so Elizabeth, one thing I'm seeing is that you have a lot of nice hangers here all together. They're very well organized, so that's good. I would shove them all down to the end so they're out of your way. Yeah. But one thing, and these are like the kind of hangers that you get when you buy something. They're not like super fancy matching hangers like if you buy hangers, which I can never, as an underbuyer, I could never buy a hanger. But I noticed that in your clothes, amongst your clothes, you have a lot of hangers that came from the dry cleaner. And the weird thing about hangers is they actually, even if there's nothing on them, they take up a surprising amount of room. So let's just go through and take out the dry cleaner hangers. While you're looking, one of the things that's helpful about having someone else with you is that, first of all, if they can sometimes say, like, that is just not going to look good. Like, I can just tell. I remember I was one time helping my mother-in-law clean her closet, and she held up this shirt, and was like, this is a perfectly good shirt. And I was like, Judy, that is the ugliest shirt that I have ever seen in my life. It was mustard yellow had gigantic paisleys on it, and it had one of those floppy bows, that was really big.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
It sounds like something Murphy Brown.
no,
would
I
have worn.
mean, but worse. I mean, beyond. You felt like you should frame it and put it on the wall. And my mother-in-law is very beautiful. And I was just like, I would rip this off your body if I saw it, because like, why would you wear this? And she had to start laughing and throw it away. So sometimes you just need someone to say to you, this is not something that a person can wear. Oh, I love these shorts.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah. How about this?
And this was that I'll wear.
Okay, but you still
This was misguided.
Okay, but can I just say this still has tags on it? Why does it still have tags on it if you're going to wear it?
Because it's a 5 pounds away shirt. I'm 5 pounds away from that shirt, being able to wear that shirt, which I will get to. I know. I know. I try never to do that.
Yeah, that's just not a good. That's not a good. It's not a helpful pattern.
I know. We're not supposed to do.
Yeah.
So that's a good tip.
Yeah, good thing is
that's a shopping tip.
That's a shopping tip, which is don't buy in anticipation of
losing weight.
your future body. It's hard to say what category we've moved on to in Elizabeth's closet. It seems to be a category of purses, bags, and hats.
All right, so
Okay.
I'm looking through.
Okay, no, wait, what is that? What is
This,
it?
I think, is last time you were here. We put purses and bags.
Oh, right, I remember that.
But of course, the problem is that I've never gone into the bag.
Well, okay. Well,
You know what purse we can give that? Mom gave me that.
I'll take that. I will
Okay.
take that.
All right.
That is a beautiful red leather
beautiful
kind of
bag.
like going to a fancy party bag. I don't have anything like this, and it's big enough to have a cell phone. So I'll
Okay.
take it.
I think I should get rid of this plastic
Yeah, it's taking up too much room, and it's not
bag.
serving.
This was a bag I was putting other purses in, but as long as they're in there, I never look at the purses.
Oh, but so that's an important clutter clearing thing. Is sometimes people get really into just the gear of organizing, and you just have to make sure that you don't spend all your time buying doodads to help you get organized or jam more stuff into place. And in fact, one of the first things when people say to me like, oh, I want to get organized, I say, don't get organized. Get rid of everything you don't. Remember when we did that with your files? When you moved the last time, you're like, I'm going to organize all my files. And I was like, let's throw away everything that you don't need. And then you didn't even need a filing system because you basically threw away all the paperwork.
Yes,
you
I
didn't
do
need any of
remember
it.
that, yes.
So it's like, don't get organized, get rid of everything, and then you may not need an organizing system. So actually, we put all your bags into a bag, and the bag actually
hindered
you
Yes,
using the bag.
yes.
So it was a
So
bad
here we are
idea.
years later.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it's looking so much better in here. Look at all this space.
I know.
Now, time for a quick break.
This message comes from Harvard Business School Executive Education. Now is the time to invest in yourself and change the world with your voice. Harvard Business School Executive Education programs connect you with faculty at the forefront of their fields, introduce you to a global network of leaders, and help you step into your full potential. The next chapter is yours. Let them help you write it. Apply today to accelerate your future. Learn more at hbs.me/accelerate. That's hbs.me/accelerate.
I've been trying to say yes more to little adventures. Nothing huge, just getting out of the routine and going somewhere different for the day. And it really makes you appreciate having a car that feels solid and comfortable, where you're not thinking about the drive, you're just focused on where you're going. That's what stood out to me about the Defender. It has that rugged design, but it also feels really thoughtful inside. And I like that there's a full lineup, from the 2-door 90 to the 110 and the 130 with seating for up to 8. So it really fits different kinds of plans.
And it's built with those durable, purposeful materials so you can actually use it without worrying about every little thing. It also has features that make driving feel easier, like ClearSight technology and the Pivot Pro system, so you can keep track of where you're going and everything you want to listen to along the way. Plus, with up to 89 cubic feet of cargo space and available 3 rows, it gives you a lot of flexibility depending on what you're bringing with you. Explore the full Defender lineup at LandRoverUSA.com.
Hey, it's Julie Louis-Dreyfus from Wiser Than Me, etc. Just popping in with a little reality check. Food waste shouldn't exist. There is no reason that our leftovers should end up in a landfill, but that's the final destination for about a third of the food we grow. God, our ancestors would be confused. They use their food scraps as compost or as animal feed or in weird soups, all the stuff we did before garbage was invented. But composting is hard work. Living with a bucket of rotten food on your counter is gross. Most food goes in the trash because it's easy, and these days we'll take any easy we can get. But now there's something easier. Drop your scraps in a mill food recycler. It looks like a kitchen bin and an iPhone had a baby. It takes nearly anything, even meat and bones. It works automatically. You can keep filling it for weeks, and it never smells. When you finally empty it, you've got these nutrient-rich grounds. Use them in your garden, pour them in your green bin, or have Mill get them to a small farm so the food you don't eat can help grow the food you do, just like it should be. It's why I own a mill, why I invest in Mill, and why I'm still obsessed with my mill. If you want to get obsessed too, go to mill.com/wiser to get $75 off. That's mill.com/wiser for $75 off.
So, Elizabeth, as I'm looking around, I'm thinking of a know yourself better question, which is, are you a simplicity lover or an abundance lover? Because, like, I'm a simplicity lover. And I remember Mom telling me something about myself that was hugely helpful when she was saying, with clothes, you like to have very few choices and wear them all the time. And that's absolutely true. I get very overwhelmed if I have too many choices. But then some people love choices. They like abundance. They like having a lot of choices. And so I can't really tell, like, as much as I know you, do you like abundance or simplicity?
I think I like abundance.
Yeah.
But I only use a few items. But I like having them.
Yeah.
And like as I've said to you before, sometimes even if I just want something in tissue paper in my drawer, even if I know I'll never use it, right, I enjoy having it there. Right. For some reason, when I see it, it gives me a little happiness boost.
But that's another reason to keep things relatively clear, because then you see them and you know that you have them, even if you're not. Because just because something isn't used doesn't mean it's useless. So you're right. If you love seeing something there, even if you never get to wear that pair of shoes or use that handbag, it can give you pleasure if you can see it. But if you just forget you even have it, then you might as well.
Point.
Why is it taking up any space?
Yes.
So, but I think sometimes simplicity lovers and want to tell abundance lovers they should get rid of everything, because that's sort of my impulse. But you're right, you shouldn't. If that doesn't work for you, keep a lot of profusion, but only keep the things that you really like,
right?
So that you're not burdened with a bunch of stuff that you'd never wear, or that's old and gross, or So it's all about
an abundance of junk is not what we're going for.
Yeah, you want an abundance of a feeling of plenty. So a happiness stumbling block is you can't find things. And so one of the things that I find to be really helpful is to put things away in an exact place, because it seems like I'll just put it in my closet. But if you have like a very specific place for things, then it's actually, and it's easier to find them, but it's also weirdly more satisfying to put them away, because you have that feeling of like hitting a mark, like, ooh, these scissors go right here. It's more fun to put things away. Okay, what's this?
That is, gosh, that is something it seemed like a good idea at the time. It's like it's a band this is back when low-waisted jeans were the rage. Yeah. So this is like a band that you can put to sort of cover your your plumber's situation, so that we can really just throw that away. I don't think anyone wants that.
Your plumber's situation. It's called a trendy top, but I guess that trend has passed.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm right that they're out. But even if not, it's just not a look to go for.
I mean, that's just like you wonder, what was I thinking? Okay. Oh, one thing I noticed that you don't have in here is a trash can. Would you like to have a little trash can?
Yeah, that's
like
a great idea.
A little, and not a box that you're using as a trash can, but an actual thing that looks like a trash can.
Is that something people should have in their closets?
Well, most people don't have enough room to put a trash can in their closet, frankly. But if you can, I think it's a real wonderful luxury because, like here, there's just like something that you ripped off,
Yes,
a pair of
there's
socks.
a lot of those.
Here's a receipt. Here's like a plastic thing off of a purse-sized tissue bags. Yeah, you only have to walk 2 steps to use the trash can in the bathroom because your closet is off your bathroom. But it's just having that little, being able to dump it. I mean, this is one of the things that's striking to me is how convenience matters so much for what we're doing. The tiniest bit of convenience will enormously change people's behavior. And so if you just had a little trash can.
All right, Gretch, I'm looking around. I feel like we're done. Can we be done?
We can be done. And you've been so patient. And you've been a very good sport about doing this. And I know it seems like, what is the big deal? Like in the context of a happy life, had something like a crowded coat closet is not a big deal. But it is the case that there's something about just getting control of these little things that seems to make people feel more able to tackle the big things. It's like the friend of mine who said, I finally cleaned out my fridge and now I know I can switch careers. There's something about these little things that really, they matter more than they should. So what I'm hoping as your sister is that it really will help you feel relaxed and cheerful and more energized when you can come in here and just see only things that you really enjoy.
I'll definitely have more outfits to wear because I'll have easier access to my clothes, and it will make my husband happier.
Yeah.
To look in here and see the chaos significantly under control.
Right. Well, and this is a funny thing that I've noticed because I do try to foist myself off on people to help them clean their closets, is a lot of times their spouses become so exhilarated by the sight of this new closet that then they go ahead and clean their closets on their own. Because so a lot of times when you change something yourself, then you cause other people to change. So it can have this ripple effect. That's it for this revisited episode. If hearing us clean out Elizabeth's closet inspires you to clear some clutter of your own, I have a whole page on my website dedicated to all my favorite tips, hacks, advice for getting organized. You can find it all at happiercast.com/organization. So Elizabeth, are you feeling happier?
Yes, I am feeling happier. Thank you to Chuck. Bye, Gretch.
Bye, Elizabeth. The best time to start a happiness project is 20 years ago. The second best time is now.